Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing Tea with Nan. Welcome. I hope you're all happy and well and keeping warm on this sort of fairly cold day. It's lovely. I love Mondays, but it is a new beginning of a new year. And so happy new year. Cheers to you all. Have a lovely new year, I hope. I hope you have a lovely year. I mean, we've got to intend it, haven't we? We all of us are thinking, what's going to happen this year? And it's new beginnings, and new beginnings always makes us feel a little bit insecure about change. So we don't trust it. We don't trust it generally. So I'm waiting for a few people to come on here so I can say hi. But if you missed me, of course you can listen to it again later. So hi, how are you all? I mean, are you okay? Did you have a good New Year? Did you have a good Christmas? It's all about you realizing what's important and what isn't, and family's important and love's important and loving yourself's important. So, you know, I was talking about that last week when I said about self-nurturing, and there was a few things on there that you could do just to show yourself a little bit more value and a little bit more attention and nurturing, which is really good for you. So have a go at that. Have a listen to that if you missed it. Yeah, so today is all about new beginnings. We've got two people on. That's lovely. I can see two people watching. I haven't said hi. Hi, whoever you are. And Happy New Year to you. Oh, Christina. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely to be with you today. Happy New Year to you, my darling. Namaste. Yeah, Happy New Year. I hope it's going to be for everybody, but we have to, as I say, we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful about what we're going to do with this year and how we're going to handle it. Hi, Charlie. Lovely to see you, darling. Oh, Happy New Year to you, Charlie. Oh, it's nice to see your lovely little face on here. So new beginnings is for a new year. It's an opportunity, isn't it, to sort of think about what you want and what you don't want. And it's a good way to sort of evaluate for perhaps the past year or the past couple of years, or even a pattern of years, of how many things you've kind of endured, suffered, compromised with. So it's a good chance, and also to reflect upon the good stuff as well, but to reflect upon what you can make better is a really good thing for you to do. So if you can sort of think about this new year. Hi, Simon. Nice to see you. Happy New Year to you, my darling. So new beginnings, new year. What would you like to change? It's only about focusing rather than running like a runaway train onto different thoughts of what you're going to do for the year, which is what I did. I'll come to that in a minute. Rather than doing that and kind of racing towards new things you're going to do, think about what you had, what you were feeling last year, and how could you make that better this year? It's a really good opportunity to stop, to realise what you want, what you don't want. Okay, that's what I've always encouraged, and I've had to do myself, which is really funny. I'll tell you why in a minute. But basically, what do you want? So you might make a list. You might make a list of what you want. And instead of thinking, like, people love to make lists, don't they? Hi, Nikki. Nice to see you, darling. So people love to make lists. And the trouble is, when you make a list, it's a good thing in a way because you're focused. But when you make a list and you think, oh, my goodness, I've got all this stuff to do. And there could be loads of things on this list. And we tend to overdo that a bit because we've done lists for Christmas. And we tend to think, OK, New Year, we're going to do that. But then it becomes really pressured inside you. And without realising it, you're kind of putting a lot of it could be self-doubt, but certainly pressure. You're analysing yourself. Maybe you don't think you're enough. And that is basically what happened to me yesterday. I kept thinking, love New Year, love it. But I have all these things I have in mind to do and I haven't done before last year. I'm thinking, so what could I change? As an example to you, what could I change? Well, I realised only through imbalance that I needed to change the pressure on me. I had to stop being hard on me because I hadn't done this last year, or I hadn't finished this or started that or done more in the book or whatever. It's pressure we put on ourselves. It doesn't matter where it comes from, what sort of area you're putting in, it still hurts you. So what happened to me, and is already getting better by the way, is pressure, self-value. This one here is self-value. And self-doubt, feeling as if, oh, I haven't got this and can I do it, and time thing. As I say, it's all pressure in different areas. So I didn't know, because I thought I was feeling really happy and great yesterday. I was bouncing around doing stuff, my usual positive self. But you see, worry and anxiety or pressure, as I say, can be like a little weed in the garden. You don't see it's there until it suddenly manifests. And so I had this little weed going on and I had no idea until I did my cards, because I had to do my cards because suddenly here, these three here, this area here, suddenly showed imbalance. So for no reason at all, I bent down and basically picked something up and ow, my back went. I never get backache, ever, never. And for my back to lock up like that, it was excruciating. It was horrible. And I thought, why have I got that? So I did my card reading. I love doing my card readings. People know about these cards. And these 4 areas here, especially those 3, were really low. I was thinking, oh, what am I worried about? What am I thinking? What's causing that? I had no idea. I didn't know on the surface. On a subconscious level, that is what I was feeling. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. So here is where it showed imbalance, especially these 2, this bit here. So of course I had a backache that was really painful. That's how it showed itself to me. So I was reminded I had to rebalance myself quickly, because that list I did for the year, or for what I had in my mind, is a great list, but you have to find another tool, another way, an exercise maybe, which I'm going to suggest, that helps to keep that energy flowing while you're putting that expectation on yourself. Because it's very easy to say, I want to do that. And yes, it can bring up excitement, but it also can bring up a fear of not being enough, a fear of not getting it done in time. It can make you feel insecure and self-doubt. That is something I found quite a lot from people, and myself included. So how do we change that? Well, we can open chakras, which is something I forgot to do yesterday. Now, I wouldn't have noticed this imbalance. It wouldn't have happened if I would have opened all those chakras yesterday. But did I? Nope. I completely forgot yesterday. And so if I'd have opened them all up, they would have been sort of like flourishing and keeping me well. Less likely for me to hurt or injure myself. Okay? So this is an example to yourself. If you can keep those open, you're going to stand a better chance of not showing imbalance to yourself. We don't need imbalance really to help. We can avoid it if we're mindful. So, okay, once I had that backache, I knew I had to open my chakras again. And I had to find out what was going on. I was going into myself thinking, yeah, I'm putting too much pressure on me. That's all it is. So then I went to 2 of my favourite exercises. The first one I'm going to suggest to you, it can is something that you resonate with, or you can go to my website and find your own. But basically, I like Sorted Sunshine. Now, I've made a list here. But I open my chakras first. That's physically opening them up. If you want to find out about how to do this, talk number 1 does it. It will show you how to open your chakras. So if you have an imbalance in one of those areas, you can simply concentrate more on that, but open them all anyway. And it's a very gentle reminder of how to do that. So, of course, I open my chakras. I do Reiki as well, by the way, as everyone knows. I'm a Reiki master, but I decided not to do Reiki on myself, but to find out the emotional reason first and then deal with it and see how I would feel by opening my chakras and perhaps using one of the exercises instead. So Sorted Sunshine is one of my favorites, where you basically identify a feeling that I've just told you about and you pass it over to your higher self and detach. And she or he has got the job to get that done and get that done and get that done, okay? And although your conscious brain is going to think, how is that going to happen? Or haven't I got to be involved? Or haven't I got to do a lot of planning? Your higher self is amazing. He or she will know how to do this because on a subconscious level, you're organised. You've got all the solutions in there and you can just simply think, okay, I'm going to detach, I'm going to trust. This is where it's a good feeling to trust yourself when you might be doubting yourself through every change we make. Because every change we do naturally, every single person I know, when we make a change in our lives, the base chakra shuts down. This one here, the red one. That's our main battery. And if that shuts down, then the rest of our energies are compromised. So how can we change that? We can find certain exercises on my website that can help you. I've concentrated myself on the orange and the yellow, and I'm going to do obviously the 3 V's as well, which is another nice one to say that I value who I am right now, not necessarily what I do, you see. Sorted Sunshine's got the job of every single thing on my list. She's got the job. So my higher self, I can trust. I know it works. And all I have to do is detach. Guess what happens when I do that? those energies start to open and flow, and I become more relaxed and everything's easier. And then I notice, oh, that backache's gone, which, by the way, is a lot better now since I've done that. So, you know, we have to remember that if we can be a little bit mindful of what emotion we're feeling, then we can avoid certain situations, you know, certain conditions that we bring about ourselves, okay? We don't know we're doing it. It's like I say, it's like a weed. So the pain and imbalance tends to go away slowly over a period of a few hours once you've done your chakras, I've noticed. So it's a nice little thing for you to play with if you've got any imbalance. If you find you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself, then be kind to you. Maybe choose one of the green talks, you know, the talks that they're all colour-coded, you see. But have a look through and see which one suits you. Have a look, you know, go to my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk, and have a look at some of those talks I've provided there. If you have an imbalance, hi Jane, Happy New Year to you, my darling. If you have any imbalance physically in this body, then you know there's some emotional reason for it. Because that's what happens. We have a thought, a feeling, an emotion, a reaction, and our chakras will either shut or they'll open. And when they open, they flourish and they feed and they heal. And when they shut, they cause imbalance. And I'm a great example of that with that back. Well, I won't be doing that again. Another one I really like, and I've been reminded of, my spirit guides told me to tell you about this, is this little exercise. It's called the 10 Commandments of Self. Now, I know you can probably read that this way round, but if you can't, you've got the general impression. I've got a mirror frame. I've got, thanks again, Jane. Happy New Year to you. I've got a mirror frame, and inside I've got these little, they're like principles, really. 10 Commandments of Self. It's like a commandment, not an affirmation, but a commandment from my higher self to me. You will, you are, be true to your life's purpose, etc. Now, I did this a couple of years ago, and I really should have done it once a year, really, because that's much, it changes. Your needs change every day, every year. So I've decided that I'm going to have to do another one of these. And when I do this, I'm going to be mindful of you will remove pressure from your life. You will trust yourself to get the job done. That kind of thing will happen when I write that in there, because you're telling your subconscious on a reminder. This is something you can remind yourself every day with. This particular exercise is number 31 on my Nan Talks. So if you want to go to that, I'll explain more for the half an hour that I explain it on that talk, how to use this exercise. And I use this particular one as an example. But it's more of a demand. It's more of a, you know, if I said, I'm commanding myself to do something, that carries a lot more energy than I wish or I want. I mean, that carries energy too. But if you can have this as a reminder, it's kind of like having guidelines for the whole year. And every day you look at it and you can choose one of them, or you can run down whichever one you sort of need, or randomly pick one. And there's 10. Because it will help you. You want too many, but you can just choose which ingredient you need for that day. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you. Happy New Year to you, my darling. So how would you like to use that? Maybe that is a good opportunity. If you have time, maybe today or whenever, have a think about what you need and what you'd like to have, you know, what you'd like to develop in your life. Would it be more confidence? Would it be more trust? Would it be better friends? You know, you choose better friends. What would it be? Setting good boundaries in relationships. There's a nice one. I might keep a few of those, but just change some of them. So I do suggest that to people that I give this exercise to. But if you look at it, that talk, I explain every single one and why you're doing it, you know. But you can choose some of mine if you like. If you like mine, take mine. So you're focusing on new beginnings. You're being mindful. Oh, thank you, Julie. That's nice. I've got a good feeling about this year, actually. Yes. I know there's a lot of people having doubts, but new beginnings offer new opportunities, new mindfulness, and where you're thinking and feeling, well, where you're putting your energy, your thoughts, is more likely to come back by the law of attraction. The hardest thing is not to feel fear, and a lot of people feel fear. Any changes and insecurity. Oh, thanks for the hugs and the cuddles. That's nice. Thank you, guys. Hugs and cuddles to you too. So, yeah, I basically have to be more mindful. I was today. I was mindful of my red and orange area being fed by 2 of my exercises. And oh, hi John, Happy New Year to you. I'm just saying that we have to be mindful, otherwise, like I say, we can be as determined and have all that energy going to something, but how do we know that underneath the surface on a subconscious level that we're not self-doubting, or that we don't believe perhaps we can do it, or we've got the idea, but can I really? Have I got the confidence? Have I got the courage? Well, maybe that's how you can use my talks or this particular exercise. I have courage to move forward in my life, that kind of thing. So you have to think, just be a little bit mindful. Say, take 10 things that you want and think of how you can encourage yourself by telling yourself you have it. That's another way of using that 10 commandments of self. So just have a look, have a play with it. It's really good. And if you struggle with that at all, you want some help, then just come back to me. You can email me on nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk, or on here, of course. And I can come back and help you with a little bit of, perhaps how to do that. Although the talk should tell you how to do it. Have a look at my talks, because they will help to keep the chakras open. They will help to keep them flowing. And as I say, if you have a condition, it's a good opportunity for you to see how that exercise will help you to rebalance that. And I'm already feeling so much better. I can move now, whereas I couldn't this morning. Oh, Happy New Year, Susan. Just saying, it can all be so easy to run ahead. It's like a Monday morning, isn't it, for the year? We think of all those jobs we want to do with the house and car and, everything we're thinking of for the future. Couple that with uncertainty of what's going on in the world, that can easily cause an issue. So we have to be, as I say, mindful. If we're worried, if we're stressed, we might not always know it. So it might help you just to go through my list and think, I'll choose that one, and see how I feel in those areas. Because as I say, they're all colour-coded. So whatever. I personally, oh, thank you, Julie. She says I look glowing. I feel really good right now. Thank you. Well, that's because I opened all my chakras this morning. I did a really good job of that. I looked at each colour and I opened them up. So there's a lesson for me to do it every day like I normally do. I do laugh at myself. But if this one in particular is open, this is a main battery, perhaps you want to start on the red. Because if you did all the red exercises in my Nan Talks, then you will find that the rest of your body naturally is healing, because it travels up and heals. And it fixes you. It helps to heal you quickly or prevent any problems. So anyone that's already ill, just go to those my talks and just pick them out. Start with the red, because the red is the main battery. The orange is all about hormones and relationships will help. This is all about personal power. And I do explain more of that, of course. Self-judgment, that would shut down. It was more this area today or yesterday with me. So I've learned my lesson. I know I'm enough now. I kept telling myself, I've got all these jobs to do. I've got that. Must remember that. So what do we write lists, don't we? And the lists, you think, I've got to cross that one off and I can't do that one yet. What does that do? It causes pressure, and pressure is not good for you. And so lesson learned, and maybe I can be an example. Don't put too much pressure on yourself this year. Maybe think about that. Maybe just trust yourself to get the job done without having the pressure. Because the pressure, yes, it can motivate you, but you don't want it doing what it did to me. You don't want it making you doubt yourself to get these jobs done, or to achieve whatever it is your desires are. But I do want you to be mindful about what your desires are, so you can aspire to them. So you can tell yourself, you have. And you can do it in front of a mirror, or you can do it in a mirror frame like I've got. So I will be composing that again today, and I will be putting in my list that I remove pressure. You remove, because it's your higher self telling you, not, you can do it to yourself in the mirror like you relieve, you remove pressure, but it's easier to have your higher self do it. It's almost like someone's telling you what to do, and you respect that person, and that person is going to help you to achieve what you want. Your higher self is very powerful, and all you have to do is trust it, but that isn't always easy. So the more you do perhaps Salt It's Sunshine, you'll learn to trust your higher self through an action, which is what I like to do. And it's a very quick and easy thing to do, and you can do it anytime. And you just feel more in charge. You feel less afraid or less stressed or whatever. And if you've got a lot of demands in your life, in your life at the moment, then you can just think, what are my demands? Okay, I'm giving them up to my higher self. She or he's got the job. That feels better. So I hope you've enjoyed some of the things I've suggested today. You don't know on a subconscious level what you're feeling. So be mindful. How are you feeling physically? That would be an indication of where you're feeling or how you're feeling emotionally. I had no idea until yesterday. Daydream. If you haven't got time to do any exercise that I've told you or suggested, then just daydream. Think to yourself, oh, I'd like that done. An aspiration, like a child looking up to the sky and imagining images in clouds. Imagine your life this year. Hi, Jackie. Imagine your life the whole year is so satisfying and rewarding and brings you happiness. If you can be mindful and focus on that, that's going to really help you. It's going to set an intention, a gentle intention. You can put any of those things in instruction, as I say in the 10 Commandments, but if you could just daydream without the pressure and imagine you have that satisfaction, how good is that going to feel? You know, imagine having what you desire. So you've got this in your mind, and instead of thinking how, just imagine it's yours. The law of attraction is very powerful if you can get out your own way. A lot of us get in our own way trying to organise too much of it ourselves, and we focus on how and the pressure of how, and then our world gets a little bit harder because you want it to be in a light-hearted place. Otherwise, the energy, your emotional balloon, as I keep talking about, is on the ground. If you have too much bogging you down with what you've got to do for the whole year or for the next week or whatever you're focused on, it's bringing you down. Yes, it's mindful, great, but the pressure is bringing you down, or the self-doubt or the worry or the stress or whatever else is coupled with that. So be mindful, stop, think, okay, I'm going to make plans. I'm going to give those plans up to my higher self. I'm going to do Sought Sunshine, or I'm going to open my chakras every day. If you don't want to be doing too much and keep it simple, just open your chakras. That will help you to maintain well-being and keep everything flowing emotionally and physically in those areas. So there you go. So I hope that's been helpful. As I say, I've got quite a few people booked in already for the whole month for my angel card readings, because they're for the whole year. And I have to link this today with this. Oh, thanks for the hugs, guys. I linked this again with you today because they are so, it's something to look forward to. You know, my guides gave me a reading for this year, and it seems to me on the whole, I've got a whole spiritual year coming up. Self-reflective and spiritual for something more. So lots of changes. So, but it's always positive. So if you want any of those, card reading, just let me know. As I say, I'm booked up now to the end of the month, but I can always find a space. And you don't have to have that. You've got me every Monday. So I hope share this with everybody. If you're watching it on YouTube later, then, like, subscribe and share, or just follow me, because it's nice to share and support for each other. It's nice to share this with your friends and family. On my site, I have lots of things that can help at this time. You know, there's Nan talks on depression, and Nan talks on how to nurture yourself, as I say, and loss, and lots of things that you might pick out. I really feel I need this one today, and give it a go. They're all very easy to do, and the exercises are very practical. And then once you've got them, they're like tools in a toolbox, okay? God, I don't know where the time goes. It's amazing. I love you all. Thank you for the hearts and the hugs. It's really nice to be here. And I don't know what the subject's going to be for next week. I was going to say next year. For next week, 12 o'clock, I don't know what I'll be talking about. But I'm finding it's easier just to feel the vibe of the world and see what they need, see what everybody needs. And today I was a good example of how, as I say, we put too much pressure on ourselves. Oh, just what I needed today, says Charlie. Oh, that's nice. Well, yeah, be mindful, Charlie. Just think about what you want. And I know you know this one, but maybe just have another think about what you want for the year and kind of set it as a strong intention without the pressure. Let your higher self do it. You know, your higher self can guide you. And it's really nice because then you're enjoying life more because you haven't got the pressure. You can see, it's a bit like having a different pair of glasses to see the whole world. And you suddenly see more colour and more joy because nothing's distorted by that pressure. So I think I've gone on again too much, but there we go. I think I've got the message across. So have fun with that, guys. Go to my website. Give me some feedback if you want to. I will be putting some more talks up, but not just yet, because otherwise that'd be part of the pressure that I was putting on myself. It's funny. Right. Take care, everybody. I'm going to say namaste. Lots of love. Happy New Year. Be happy. Keep your emotional balloon high. And see you next Monday, which should be cool. As I say, share this with friends and family, because they do need it. It might just be the thing they need to hear right now. Oh, thank you, Julie. Oh, you're wonderful too. Nice to see you on here. Yeah, have fun this week. Just don't forget to take that pressure off. Give it to Salt It Sunshine. Give it to your higher self, okay? And enjoy the week and make plans for the future, or daydream without that pressure, okay? Take care, everybody. Lots of love. See you next week, and be happy.